Good afternoon once again, all my comic collecting friends out there in the YouTube comic community. Hope everyone's doing well. Comic Order 410 here, doing part 15 of my keys, variants, and such. And I apologize if this video goes a little long. I have a slightly larger than normal stack of books here, but I'm going to start off with some books I got, not even really at a sale. Like I said, this one shop always has, a bunch of Bronze Age boxes that are 50% off Bronze Age books, and they're constantly restocking them. I've gotten some pretty good stuff there at decent prices. So this was like $5 half off because it does have some damage, but I like the giant size Marvels and DCs. And this is giant size Doctor Strange #1 from 1975. I don't see his initials anywhere, but I do believe this is a Gil Kane cover. I really like that cover. Cool stuff. Said in an earlier video, I have pretty sharp copies of Godzilla #1 and 3, and I got them signed by Herb Trimpe. And they had a nice copy of #2 here. So I think with the discount, this was like $10, $12. So very nice copy of Godzilla #2. Very cool Herb Trimpe cover. A video or two ago, I showed some of my Ghost Rider Volume 2s, and I do really like these. These were in the half of bin. So, I got #7. It has a small bend up there. Doesn't break color too badly. A little bit of scuffing there by the top staple. Slight spine rolling, not too bad though, especially for a white cover. But very cool cover. Got really decent deals on all these Ghost Riders, so I was happy to get them. #8, Ghost Rider #8, and this has some issues, heavy issues on the spine there, and a fold in the bottom. But I think this was like $5 or $6. So Ghost Rider #8. I have to upgrade that one, but that's fine for now. Ghost Rider #9. I really like this cover, and I think this is Gil Kane. I believe it is. I might be wrong. But this is it. The final fearful showdown with Satan. Very freaking cool cover to Ghost Rider #9. And this copy was very sharp, and I'm glad because this is the one I wanted the most. So, and like I said, I don't think any of these Ghost Riders after the discount, I think the most expensive one was $14 or $15. So this is Ghost Rider 10. Has a little bit of rubbing, top corner. 2 dings in the spine, but I love this freaking cover of Ghost Rider #10. Battles the ever incredible Hulk. Awesome stuff. And that there gives me Ghost Rider 1 through 10. So I'm pretty happy about that. Sorry, I was turning around the wrong way. Fix that. This is Kamiko's Grendel, Volume 1, #1. And my copy has some problems here. Small rip in the top corner, two big dings there. Couple smaller insignificant issues on the spine. But other than that, not too bad. And I'm a huge fan, as many of you know, of Matt Wagner and his work on like Grendel and Mage. And, well, most of his work anyway, but big Grendel fan. And Grendel Volume 1, they're not cheap. They're very low print run. They're black and white. They only got through 3 issues before they stopped making it. And those issues are low print run. They're not cheap. Even 2 and 3 aren't cheap. And as a matter of fact, I need Grendel Volume 1, 2, and 3. And I have some Grendel books coming in the mail this week, and this will make it so I have every Grendel book by Matt Wagner. I do need the one Tim Sale miniseries still. God, I forget. Can't remember what it's called off the top of my head right now. But I have 0 of it, and I need the rest of that mini. But when I get these Grendel books, the only Grendel stuff I'm going to need are Grendel Volume 1, #2, and 3. The Kamiko versions of Batman vs. Grendel 1 and 2. I have the DCs. The Kamiko ones are a lot harder to find. And then I'll just need that Tim Sale miniseries. And I'll have all the Grendel books out there. So I'm very excited about that. These are very cool books. Early work by Matt Wagner there. And I've showed this before, but it just ties in with Grendel. So this is my copy of Comico Primer number 2. It's a pretty sharp copy, and this is a first appearance of Grendel by Matt Wagner. I also have Silverback coming with those books, so that'll be pretty awesome. Never read that, and Matt Wagner says it's probably never going to be reprinted due to some kind of I don't think it was with Comico, but there was some kind of like legal entanglements with the people who own the rights to the mythological characters of lore that were tied into that series. So Matt Wagner basically said, yeah, that one's probably not going to be reprinted anytime soon, maybe never. But moving on, Grendel number 1. This is volume 2, and it's a cover by the Pander brothers, who did the art for a while on this, and rather than Matt Wagner, but he still wrote this series. And this is a wraparound cover I should have taken out, and it's the female version of Grendel. I can't remember her name. Have to reread these, especially since I'm gonna have the run completed here soon. But she came along after Hunter Rose in the future. This is a pretty good series, and they're not that expensive. This volume of Grendel, the volume 1, like I said, with the 3 black and white issues, they're not too cheap. But volume 2, you can put together a run pretty darn reasonably. But here's number 2 of Grendel volume 2, and number 3. I really like this cover a lot. Another Pander Brothers cover. Her name will come to me as soon as I stop recording. That's the way these things work. But here's another. This is one of my favorite Grendel miniseries. It's a 10-issue mini it's called Grendel Warchild. Matt Wagner wrote it. Has covers by Simon Bisley, who I'm a big fan of too. It's an awesome cover. And this is also the first appearance of Grendel Prime. Cool thing about this one, I've shown this before, Matt Wagner signed this one. So, very happy to have that. Here's Grendel Warchild number 2. It's kind of a dark cover, but very cool cover by Simon Bisley. And Grendel Prime's like punching that guy's skull in half. Great stuff. Grendel Warchild number 3. Very weird cover by Simon Bisley. Awesome painting though. And number 4, another Simon Bisley cover. And I'll be getting the ones of this series that I need in the mail this week too. I have a couple more. I think Bisley, he might have done some of the later covers, but I know he didn't do 5. So, but yeah, love his paintings. This is Grendel Devil's Legacy number 4. Very cool cover by Matt Wagner. And it's also signed. So he's been announced for Baltimore Comic Con this year. I'm pretty excited. I'm gonna get some of my early Grendel stuff signed, I think. So very excited about that. I'd also like to get he did so many good Batman stories that I think are just so underrated. Like he did Faces, that Two-Face story in Legends of the Dark Knight. He did the Dark Moon Risings, the 2 miniseries he did that were like revamps of the early Batman stuff. Batman versus the Mad Monk and Batman versus the Monster Men. They were incredible. I really hope he does some more stuff like that, but gonna be really stoked to meet Matt Wagner. Because those books I got signed, I didn't get them signed in person. I bought them from the Hero Initiative table, so I've never met Matt Wagner in person, so I'm very excited about that. This is Behold the Devil, number 1. This is a good Grendel miniseries from Dark Horse. And this series I really, really enjoyed. This is Grendel Red, White, and Black, number 1. It's basically Grendel's version of Batman Black and White, but they added red ink in, for some obvious reasons. So, this is pretty cool. Issue number 1 has Andy Kunn did some art, who's was doing art on IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles relaunch. Jim Mahfood and the great Stan Sakai on this one. It's a cool series. Grendel, Red, White, and Black #2, and I love this Matt Wagner cover there. That's awesome. This issue had Dan Barrington, Phil Hester, and Kelly Jones. Some really good people worked on these. Grendel, Red, White, and Black #3. Michael Avon Oeming, who I'm a big fan of. Phil Noto, he's great. Ashley Wood. Awesome stuff here. And Grendel, Red, White, and Black #4. Cliff Chang, Derek Robertson, John K. Snyder III worked on this issue. Here is Grimjack. First Comics Grimjack #1. Pretty nice copy here. And this is from the great Tim Truman. Awesome cover. He's great. Many of you know I'm a huge fan of Sergio Aragonés and Gru the Wanderer. This is a cool, it's a cartoony comedy book based in, in kind of a parody of Conan, but really dumb barbarian. But it's not as kiddified as you think. It's really, really good humor that kids and adults can enjoy, and I'm a big fan of Gru. And this is Pacific Comics Gru #1. Awesome stuff. I don't even know if I'd call the Pacific series a mini, because it went pretty long. I think it was 10 issues, 8 issues. I don't know. I do still need to get a few of the Pacific ones. They're not cheap. I think every issue is at least $18 in near minimum. So, here's Pacific Comics Gru #2. Awesome cover. Pacific Comics Gru what is this? Sorry, not #3. This is #6. Another cool cover. One of the few covers of Gru the Wanderer where you see blood on his weapon. Very interesting. This is Epic Comics Gru #1, and Marvel Epic published Gru the longest, and it's probably the most well-known of the series. And this is #1. And I've shown this before, but I was very happy. This past year I met Stan Sakai, and he signed it, and it was maybe 4 or 5 years ago Sergio Aragonés did the Baltimore Comic Con, and I got him to sign this too. And any fans of theirs, I just want to tell you, they are two of the nicest people you'll ever want to meet. Just super cool to their fans. Awesome, awesome guys. I need Epic Gru #2. Need to get on that. I think that would give me 1 through 20, I believe. I'm missing it, 1 through 22. I'm missing a few here and there, but need to finish this up because the Epic series are not that expensive. This is not a bad book to put a run together of. But here's Gru #3. Another one of Sergio's covers with so much going on. Gru #4. Another great cover by Sergio Aragonés. #5. #6. Gru #7. And I think this might be the first appearance of Sage. Maybe not. It says reintroducing, but I don't know. Been a while since I read these. It's Gru #8. Another very cool cover. He's really, Sergio Aragonés, through his work on Mad, everything he's done, he's one of the great, great cartoonists in comics, especially living cartoonists. His body of work's amazing. Here's Gru #9, Epic Comics. And this is #10. I can't remember this guy's name. I should know it, but that's The Minstrel. I don't know if this is their first appearance or not. I'll have to look these up. Been a while since I read them. But it's a great series. Before we move on, I do want to show this. I've shown this before, but this is my copy of the Marvel epic graphic novel, The Death of Gru, from the 80s. I believe it was 87 or 88. And I got a bunch of these off one collection, and they were like unread, gorgeous copies. There's a small flaw, some little flaking up there on the top corner. But I mean, this copy's fantastic. The spine is nice. Very good. Very happy with that book. Excuse me, had to put it over there. These are the Epic Gru Chronicles. This is volume 1. These are prestige format. I think these might be reprints, but might be reprints of the Pacific. I'm not sure. I'll have to check. It's been so long since I read my Gru stuff. I feel like a dunce. But, yeah, Gru Chronicles number 2. And number 3. This is the Image Comics relaunch of Gru, and you can see it's not called Gru the Wanderer, it's just called Sergio Aragone's Gru. So, that was their relaunch of that. Whoa, buddy. Wow, I caught it. I caught that nicely. Let me say so. This is Dark Horse Comics. As you can see, it's went through a few publishers. This is Dark Horse Comics one-shot. It's the Gru 25th Anniversary Silver Special. This is what, 2007? I think so. Cool Dark Horse mini Gru Hell on Earth. This is number 1. And I pulled out number 2 just because I really dig this cover a lot. Let me try and get focus. Yeah, Gru thinks they're all running in fear of him, but he doesn't see the tsunami over his head. Roferto does, though. Awesome cover. Really like Sergio's work, and he's just a cool person, man. Having met him, he's just really nice. Guardians of the Galaxy is starting to heat back up because of the movie and all, and I believe this might be volume 1, because I think it was just under like Marvel Presents or Marvel Premiere. I don't know. It was under one of the Marvel titles, and I have actually some of the price variants of those, but guess they'll be with my M books. I showed them in another video, but anyway, starting off, here's Guardians of the Galaxy number 1 from 1990, and the cover art and interior art is done by Jim Valentino, one of the Image founders, who did Shadowhawk for Image. So that's cool. And then this, I guess this is what, volume 2 or 3? But this is the Abnett Lanning series. Awesome covers here. I'm not sure who painted these covers. It says down there, but I cannot read it. Maybe Clayton Crane. I'll have to look. But yeah, this is the Abnett and Lanning series of Guardians of the Galaxy number 1, and it has art by Paul Pelletier. Number 2, the same volume. Number 3. Number 4. This tied in with Secret Invasion, obviously. Guardians of the Galaxy number 5. Very cool cover. These might be like Assad Ribic or something. I'll have to look these up. I'm ashamed. I'm really drawing a blank on a lot of stuff today, and I know there's another one coming up that I don't know either. But Guardians of the Galaxy number 6. Another Secret Invasion tie-in with a very cool cover. And number 7. This one's an awesome cover. They had really great painted covers on these. I'm going to have to find out who did them. And this is the other one I wouldn't know, but I bought it when I saw it. This is tie-in with the War of the Kings. And this is the variant to Guardians of the Galaxy number 8. And I had to get it because it's Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet. And this was prior to the Infinity series, so I was like, ooh, Thanos and the Infinity Gauntlet. Who doesn't want to see that? Got this at a convention a month or 2 ago. Gumby's Summer Fun Special from Comico. And I think it's from 87 or 88. The reason I got this, Arthur Adams cover on Gumby. Pretty cool in my opinion. Gumby and Pokey getting shot at. Halloween Night Dance number 1 by Devil's Due Press. And this book has art by Tim Seeley, who's currently pretty hot for his work on Revival. This is the Halloween 30 Years of Terror special from Devil's Due. And again, has Tim Seeley art, but also has art by Jeff Zornow, who is a very cool guy doing covers for Godzilla right now. This series was hot for a bit when it came out. This is Halo Uprising #1 by Brian Michael Bendis and Alex Maleev on the cover. And I think this is a second printing out, actually, of the Alex Maleev cover, sketch version. Harley Quinn #0. This is the variant cover by Stéphane Roux. Very cool. A lot of villains on that cover. Disney's Haunted Mansion #1 by Slave Labor Graphics. Really like these. They didn't do too many of these Haunted Mansion books, but I like this. And this is the variant to the Haunted Mansion #1 with the red foil variant by Dirge. Cool stuff and a cool ride at Disney. Havoc and Wolverine Meltdown #1. I have all 4 of these. I really liked these when they came out when I think I was in middle school or maybe late elementary school. But I really liked these because the art was all painted. And Walt and Louise Simonson worked on this together with John J. Muth and Kent Williams. Very cool cover. Cool book. Hawkeye, his current series is just blistering hot right now. The Fraction David Aja series. And this is the first Hawkeye series. This is the 4-issue mini. And cool cover here by Mark Grunwald and Brett Breeding. Mark Grunwald's the man. Might be getting it wrong, but I think it was the trade paperbacks, because he created Squadron Supreme, Squadron Sinister, Squadron Supreme, which was basically Marvel's take on the Justice League heroes, kind of a jab, but it was a serious book and it was good. But I believe it was the trade paperback that was printed that Mark Grunwald died and he asked for his ashes to be mixed in with the ink. So that's just how much he loved his work. He's a cool guy. Did some awesome work. This is Hawkeye #2, another Mark Grunwald cover, this time Bob Layton with him. Very cool. Hawkeye #3, another awesome Grunwald cover with Bob Layton on inks. And probably my favorite cover of the bunch. Here, #4. Yeah. If you haven't read Squadron Supreme, definitely an awesome read. And especially knowing that they're supposed to be Marvel's versions of all the Justice League. Very cool. This isn't anything too important, but I just pulled it out because I really like this cover. This is Savage Hawkman #15 from the Hawkman Wanted storyline. It's just got an awesome Joe Bennett cover of Hawkman fighting Deathstroke, who's one of my favorite villains. Very cool stuff. But Rob Liefeld wrote it. Boo. Just kidding. I do often give Mr. Liefeld a hard time. His art gets on my nerves, but he created a lot of the characters that I like. I like a lot of the work other people did on those characters more than his work, but Deadpool's one of my favorite characters, and by accident, fate, or otherwise, Rob Liefeld did create Deadpool. So, moving on, Hawkworld #1, book 1. This is by Tim Truman with Al Cantina and Sam Parsons, and this is probably my favorite Hawkman story. Awesome Tim Truman art on that cover. And it was 3 issues prestige format. Whoopsie. There's book 2. Awesome Tim Truman cover. And Hawkworld book 3. Another cool Tim Truman cover. And I recommend picking these up. This is a good Hawkman series and they're cheap. You can probably get these $5 a copy. Very cool. But that'll do it for this installment. Thank you all so much for stopping by and checking out my videos. I always appreciate it. Hope you're all doing well. And thank you all again. Take care of yourselves and each other, and enjoy your comic book reading.